Okay, it's time for math. In this lesson, we will be counting up and counting down, also known as counting forward and counting backward. And it has to do with food, so I think you'll have a lot of fun with it. How many scoops of ice cream do you see here? Yeah, many of you didn't even need to count. We have 3 scoops of ice cream. And I also want you to notice down here at the bottom, we have a number line on every slide in case you need to use your number line. Okay, so we have 3 scoops now. Let's count forward by adding more scoops. We will be adding 1 more scoop. So how many scoops will we have on the next slide if we add 1 more scoop? You can look at the number line and see that the number right after 3 is 4. Or some of you already know that the number after 3 is 4. Some of you might want to look at your fingers and add 1 more, and then you'll get 4 fingers. There are lots of ways to do this. Okay, we have 4 scoops of ice cream. Let's write the number 4 here. And I know that's a little bit of a different looking 4, but it still says 4. And let's move our arrow on the number line to 4. Okay, so like I said at the beginning, today's target is adding 1 more, and we're also taking 1 more away. So we have 4 scoops of ice cream right now. How many will we have if we add 1 more scoop? How many is that? So we had 4. Now 1 more. We hop 1 time. That's 5. Many of you already knew that. Okay, so I want to give you a challenge. So right now we have 5 scoops. How many would we have if I gave you 10 more scoops? So you're taking 5 and you're adding 10 more. If you don't know this, this is okay. This is just a challenge. So we started with 5 and we're going to jump 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and we land on 15. I'm going to write 15 right here. Okay, so some of you might already know that 5 plus 10 more is 15. Some of you might have had to count on the number line like I did. Some of you might have had to count the scoops of ice cream. And finally, some of you might already know that when we have 110, which I said I was giving you 10 more, plus 5, that makes a teen number 15. So if you didn't know any of this, that's okay. Don't worry, you will know it and you will learn it. I just wanted to give some of you a challenge and also begin your thinking about when we have a 10 plus more. Okay, so the next slide is, let's count backwards. So right now we have 15. All we've been doing is adding 1 more, 1 more, 1 more, and then we added 10 more. So we have 15. Now we're going to be taking scoops away. Okay, so we have 15 scoops right now. We're going to take 1 away. Are we counting forward or backward? Are we counting up or are we counting down? We are counting down and backwards because we are taking 1 away. So let's go backwards. And that number is 14 that we landed on, okay? Some of you might also know that 1 less than 5 is 4, and we keep the 10, so that's 14. Okay, we are going to skip to cookies, okay? How many cookies do you see here on this tray? 5. Let's put the number line or the arrow on 5 and write 5. Okay, let's add 1 more. How many cookies will we have if we add 1 more? Are we jumping forward or are we jumping backwards on the number line? We're going forwards. We're adding 1 more, so we're getting bigger. Okay, so that number is how many? 6. There's lots of ways that you could have known that. Okay, we have 6 cookies. We're going to add 1 more. How many cookies do we have? Some of you might even be counting by 2s. Look, 2, 4, 6, and then 1 more is 7. But many of you know that 6 plus 1 more is 7. So we have 7 cookies now. Ooh, that's a funny 7. That's a fancy 7. Okay, let's add one more time. Now how many? We used to have 7. Now we have, what's that number? 8. Very good. Okay, so now we're going to start taking cookies away. Are we counting up or are we counting down? Down. So we have 8 right now. How many will we have if I take 1 away? Remember, this arrow is going down. Okay, it's going backwards. Let's look. Did you say 7 cookies? Very good. If you said 7, here I can even change this 7 to a different 7. Oh, that's really fancy, isn't it? Let's see. There, that's a good 7. Okay, so we are going to take 1 more cookie away. How many cookies do you think are going to be on the next cookie tray? 6. Did you say 6? Very good. We had 7, and we counted backwards, and now we have 6. Okay, are we counting backwards or forwards? Very good, backwards. Are we counting up or down? Down. They're the same thing, backwards and down. So you can, let's see, what are we going to do next? We are going to take another one away. So we're still going down. And how many is that? We had 6. We took 1 away. Now we have 5 cookies. Another way to look at it is having the cookie in the middle. That looks a lot like dice, doesn't it? The number 5. Okay, so we're going to take 1 more away again. And we have how many now? 4. Okay, I have a silly challenge for you. If we have 4 right now and I gave you 100 more cookies, how many cookies would you have? You'd have 104. 104 cookies. That's a lot of cookies. Okay. Okay, so here's a regular challenge. Do you remember when with the ice cream scoop challenge, there were 5 and I gave you 10 more and that was 15? So this is 4 cookies and I'm giving you 10 more. Do you know the pattern, what that would look like if we had 10 more? So here are my cookies and this is what we had 4. Now, to add 10 more, we're adding a 1 in the front. So it says 14 because 14 is 10. See? But what we do is we take away the 0 because 0 becomes 4. Okay, so this is something that you know a lot about from Number Corner. And again, if you don't know this, after today, I hope that you have a little bit more understanding about it. And we will also be working on it throughout the year. So 14, 10 plus 4 more is 14. Okay, so we are done. I'm going to make a copy of some of the cookie and ice cream cone slides for you to play around with. It will be in your Google Classroom under today's lessons. So have fun counting up and down. After you do that, it will automatically save and then go back to Google Classroom to turn it in. You don't have to have anything special for me. Just when you turn it in, I'll know that you played around with the cookies and the ice cream scoops, counting forwards and backwards.